Hello everyone, my name is Michael Holmes and this is my mini presentation for our research methods in criminal justice course here at Western Oregon University. The research question I'm going to be discussing with you watching today is, in Oregon specifically, does the labeling of a crime as a class A, B, or C felony affect an individual's decision to deter from such crimes? So you're probably thinking, why does this question matter? And in my opinion, I think we often neglect the ability to put ourselves in a criminal's shoes because we don't want or need to commit felony offenses. But just as you choose what to eat for breakfast or what shoes you're going to wear on a particular day, criminals wager their crimes in some capacity before offending. So my curiosity with that in mind led me to think of the seriousness of an offense based on the punishment that could follow, playing a part in their type of decision making. So in Oregon specifically, our revised statutes outline what we classify as felonies and how those classifications are labeled. So in order to just kind of save a bit of time here, I encourage you to read these on your own. I am going to link this PowerPoint to make viewing a little more easier, so definitely look those up if you would like. So to begin, I would like to just highlight a criminal justice theory that I feel like we're all familiar with that is imperative to understand in order to kind of get where my research question came from. So the deterrence theory of crime, as stated in the first peer-reviewed journal on this page, holds that the institution of criminal punishment is justified because it deters crime. Additionally, the deterrence theory of crime rests upon individuals being so fearful of punishment that the incentive of remaining free outweighs the feeling of committing a crime. So additional literature also states that understanding the criminal decision-making process is imperative in expanding criminological theory and public policy. The second article that I have linked here, I encourage you all to read because it did inspire much of my own hypothetical research. And if you have any interest in the deterrence theory in any capacity or for your future career, it's a really good article to have. So for the purpose of my study, I think it's also imperative to note that I will not be using any prior criminological data. Instead, I opted for scenario-based data collection only, and in order to do this, I will ask my participants about hypothetical felony-based offense situations presented as open-ended questions to not only receive yes or no answers, but also gauge the reasoning behind their answers. And I think this type of research has extreme value because there's importance in understanding what goes through a criminal's mind prior to choosing to offend or not. So, as I kind of alluded to before, this will be a field research study focused on intensive interviewing, and I plan to utilize males and females in Oregon detention centers aged 18 to 21. This specific age group spoke to me as ones who could be first-time offenders, and I think there's much to be learned from this kind of new wave of criminals who are very young in their career. So my independent variable in this case is the crime label of class A, B, or C felony in Oregon, and my dependent variable is the effect of deterring from crimes based on those labels. So an example of the type of questions I would ask these individuals would be, if you were to assault someone, how would your decision to offend change, knowing that depending on the level of assault you commit, your actions could carry varying sentences of a class A, B, or C felony, all of which have vastly different sentencing guidelines and fines. And then to conclude, my hypothesis based on my research question and the other knowledge presented throughout this slideshow is when interviewed in hypothetical circumstances, individuals with prior criminal tendencies will elect to commit felony offenses that carry lighter sentencing guidelines and fines based on Oregon's Class A, B, and C felony labels backed by the deterrence theory of crime. Thank you guys for watching. This class has been fun, and I definitely did like being able to communicate with you all through Zoom, through discussion. So wish you all the best.